This clip is a sneak peek from one of our Patterns Plus video series. If you'd like to see the full video and more videos like it, please consider subscribing via the link in the description. Patterns Plus gives access to exciting new video series we are working on. These include special scholarly interviews on various biblical archaeology topics and evidences. Your subscription, a tax-deductible donation, goes towards supporting our work on new Patterns of Evidence films and other Bible-affirming projects that help preserve and pass on the historical credibility of the Bible. Thank you so much for your support, and please consider coming alongside us in this important mission.
So there are a lot of historical sources, mostly classical, that connect Sodom to En-Gedi. And they mention that the Genesis account of the Battle of Sodom, where the northern kings staged their battle against Sodom, was in the area of En-Gedi, which we know from 2 Chronicles 20 verse 2, was Hazazon Tamar, where they engaged in battle with the 5 kings of the plain.
Ron Wyatt has actually gone into an area and he was looking for sulfur and sulfur balls. Which area was he looking in? Do you know?
I don't know where Ron Wyatt went to, but I know where the sulfur balls are, and that is down on the southwest side of the southern basin of the Dead Sea. Sulfur is what the Bible calls brimstone, and this is where you find them all embedded in the great mountain of salt and dirt that is down there on the southwestern side.
It's very interesting that these sulfur balls would actually be, there. Dr. Leonard Moeller, I've mentioned this earlier, he went to that location too. And Dr. Moeller was a Swedish DNA researcher, got very interested in looking into things of the Bible, and just devoted a lot of his life. And he ended up going there and digging out one of these, or several of these sulfur balls, and brought them to a lab. I've told the story in the past in Sweden. And he didn't tell them what it was. He had them analyze it. When they came back, they said, this is the purest form of sulfur they've ever seen. And he said, would you like, a sample of it for yourself? And he goes, oh, absolutely, we'd love to. And they said, would you like to know where I got it from? And he told them the story of, that he was searching, this might be sulfur from the Sodom and Gomorrah. And then they decided they didn't want the sulfur.
But what we have down there on the southwestern side of the Dead Sea is we have all of the minerals that are mentioned in the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and we have them over a major fault line. And this is something that we really need to consider. There isn't any need to be going to look for any other explanation for the destruction of the 5 cities other than an earthquake in the Rift Valley and an subterranean explosion of all of the combustibles that are there and are well attested. So if there was, say, for example, if the gas that is available in that area was ignited by an earthquake, that would blow up and it would cause an eruption of sulfur and bitumen and phosphorus, which we know is very flammable. All of these things would make a tremendous fire show, very, very hot. Bitumen burns hot and gas explodes. So I think that we do not need to look for any other kind of explanation. It's all there. We know that the Rift Valley and its many branches have experienced numerous earthquakes during the biblical period.